Do you want to feel more prosperous and thriving? Do you want to live an abundant, joyful life? Do you know where you're going and what your divine purpose in life is? Well, these are the topics we're going to dive into today as I discuss one of my favorite books on prosperity, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwene Gaines, a simple guide to unlimited abundance. Here it is, right here. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Davina Katulski, self-help author, psychologist, life coach, and New Thought spiritual practitioner. This channel is dedicated to personal growth, spirituality, health and well-being, and everything we talk about on this channel is about supporting our mind, body, and spirit on our journey to healing and transformation. Today I'll be discussing Edwene Gaines' book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. The first law is tithing. Tithing is giving 10% of whatever spiritual nourishment you get to a person, place, or community that is spiritually nourishing or spiritually feeds you. It could be divided into more than one place. And again, it could be spiritual nourishment could come from a spiritual person that you work with, a church or spiritual community, temple. It could come from a somebody that you follow on YouTube. You could get spiritual nourishment from like the Huntington Gardens or some beautiful garden or place that you go to and you feel connected to. It is really like what spiritually feeds you and giving back to that. And it can be divided up into more than one place or more than one person. The act is about giving what you have received and trusting that more will be given to you. And it's that the money is from the universe, it comes to you and through you, and it activates the law of divine circulation, which allows you to, again, be in a place of faith over fear around money. So just trusting that things are coming in and going out. The second law is goal setting. Goals that are specific, measurable, actions that focus your dreams. Goals require you to believe in something and move in the direction of your dreams and desires. And she has a wonderful 21-day challenge in the book with a 10-step formula that guides you through goal setting. So it's a really wonderful, practical a book in that way. The third law is forgiveness. And this was the one that I found most fascinating, was the reason I wanted to do this video in the first place. Because the idea that she puts forth is that harboring resentment for another person and not forgiving someone, including yourself, can hold you back from receiving your good. So I'm going to say that again. Harboring resentment and unforgiveness for yourself or another person keeps you from receiving your good. And financial prosperity, abundance, and joy, these are ways that we receive our good. So she says, quote unquote, think of forgiveness as emotional house cleaning. It lets us make room for the good we desire, end quote. Sorry, I apologize. I have allergies today, so I'm struggling with that. All right, so forgiveness, that's self-forgiveness for any harm or perceived harm that you feel you've done to yourself, or any harm or perceived harm you feel you've done to others. Edwene invites us to ask ourselves a series of questions to discover who we are blaming or harboring resentment for. So we get clear, we kind of check in with ourselves, do a little inventory, as they say in 12 steps, and kind of figure out who are we holding resentment for. Then she says that the intent is that we be released from all traces of bad feelings towards others. So we're just cleaning out our cache of resentment. She invites us to do the work and, quote, in the process, you will have gained a powerful spiritual gift, the understanding heart, end quote. So the purpose of this work is to create an understanding heart within us so that we walk in the world with an understanding heart. She suggests that there's a connection between debt and unforgiveness, and that the quickest way to get out of debt is to forgive. Which also reminds me of Colin Tipping's work. He has two books, Radical Forgiveness and Radical Self-Forgiveness, which I highly, highly recommend, which help you look at spiritual reasons for things, why things happened, or why you did the things that you did in the past, and to be able to forgive yourself and others. Really powerful books. In the Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, Edwene Gaines offers the reader 5 forgiveness techniques and recommends a daily forgiveness practice. So again, if you're wanting to make transformational change in your life, I highly recommend this book, to move through this book as a workbook to create a daily practice and create that transformation. As a spiritual practitioner, much of my training focused on forgiveness work, and I can say it's very liberating, it's very healing. And for those of you that are in the Christian faith, you know, true forgiveness is the calling card of Jesus. It was the invitation. So this is powerful for all of us. This is a powerful practice for all of us, regardless of our faith. The fourth law that Edwene Gaines talks about is the spiritual law of divine purpose. And this is about having a commitment and being of service in the world. It's about finding something that matters to you and focusing on contributions. So, on contribution, not money, but energy, sharing your talents, your gifts. So perhaps you're committed to helping children connect with their creative and artistic sides, or you want to make sure individuals and families have enough food. So maybe you volunteer at a food pantry, or you want to end domestic violence, so you volunteer at a shelter, or you're passionate about getting people out into nature, so you work on trail maintenance. Or maybe you want to help people be better parents. So maybe you start a mom's group or a parents group and share resources, or you value beauty, and beauty is a spiritual uh, quality. So you help volunteer at the local rose garden or community garden. Whatever it is, it's your calling and it's whatever you care about and what you want to make a difference in. It should be something that brings you joy and not just another obligation. It should be something that uplifts, creates joy, love, and connection in the world, not sorrow and suffering. So let's be clear on that. Um, and your divine purpose, it could be your job, it could be something that you get paid to do, or it could be your hobby or a community gig. It doesn't matter. Edwene Gaines' book, The Four Laws of Prosperity, is a beautiful, easy to read guidebook. It'll help you anchor in spiritual practices and create an abundant and prosperous life one day at a time. Again, it's a nice, easy book to read. And as I said, it's one of the many wonderful books on prosperity that I'll be sharing as we go along here. I'll put a link to her book in the description section. And when possible, I invite you to support your local bookstore. You can also look up Edwene Gaines to see if she's hosting any events in person or online that you might be interested in attending. And if you feel you could use some additional support from a spiritual practitioner, you can go to my website, davinakatulski.com, for more information on how to contact me to set up a life coaching or a spiritual practitioner session. Additionally, if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and please feel free to share this video with anyone you believe could benefit. Again, it is my pleasure to share these resources with you. This is part of my divine purpose. I love to share what I've learned and to help uplift one another on the planet. I think that that is a wonderful thing and it brings me much joy. So thank you for being a part of that and have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye.